Class 4 NMRO mud drag should be pretty straightforward, except right there. Drag racing today on the World of Trucks in the mud. And let me tell you, it should be a real hot one. World of Trucks, next. Welcome to the 18th annual four-wheel jamboree, coming to you today from the Bloomsburg Fair in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Hello everyone, I'm Claude Wood and welcome to this edition of World of Trucks. Coming up today, what a treat we have in store for you. If you like racing, if you like drag racing, if you like drag racing in the mud, what a show we have for you today. Lock it in and leave it right here on the Outdoor Channel. Bloomsburg has had some rain in the past couple of days. We are, of course, surrounded by the Pocono Mountains, so atmospheric conditions will play hand in hand with the tune-up today. This very well could be a battle of the crew chiefs. Now, a little bit of business at hand. Why am I always surrounded in mud when the other member of our broadcast team, Doc Riley, always gets the gorgeous machines out in the grass? I want to know the answer to that, Doc.
Thanks, Claude. You'll learn one thing. You want to stay high and dry when you're working in mud racing. This is Class 4, 150-inch wheelbase. You'll notice the tires right here. They want to have them grooved up and very aggressive bite. These guys will get a hold of that 200-foot strip and that starting line in a big way. This is a full-bodied truck, John King's Pure Aggravation. Nice looking ride here. It's got the collector pipes that come back down, taking all that horsepower and exhaust back out of the way. You run what you brung, and you hope you brung enough. That's what Class 4 is all about. Nitrous oxide in that setup is very, very important. Again, you'll see just about anything in a four-wheel jamboree. This is another Class 4 vehicle. You always wonder what happens when those postal vehicles are used no more. Well, you turn them into a Class 4 mud racer. Should be a great class. Perfect conditions here at Bloomsburg for a little Class 4 nitrous oxide fun.
Thanks, Doc. And with that one, neither rain, sleet, or snow, whatever, well, you get the idea. Tim Minty now versus John King. Joining me in the booth, our expert analyst today, Rick Carlson. Rick, this is going to be a good one.
It sure will be. John King, Pure Aggravation, the 98 Dodge in the far side. And Tim Minty, the altered chassis machine. First pair down in the mud. We'll see what happens. Minty at 315. That's going to be the number to beat as the first pair down the mud.
And Rick, that will bring up Mike Zabella driving the Psychotic Seduction versus Keith Mitchell, and he calls his the Magician.
Magician, former champ and the former record holder. He's going to be in the far lane. Let's see how it hooks up, and it looks good. Front end up in the air. How about a 2:69 for Mitchell, new leading time.
And Rick, that was a very good drag race. Let's take a look at it now on the replay.
Watch that. Orange Jeep wheels up. It's dancing all the way down there. The front end finally touches at the end. That's about as good as you can get.
Doc Riley is on top end.
Well, Keith Mitchell, the Magician, is one of those guys that's always at the very front right here. We're going to get his comments on the track. This guy's been a record leader before, national points champion, and it looked like this course is going to come together pretty well. What do you think about the course overall?
Yeah, I had a little problems getting off the starting line. The motor kind of died on me. I had to recoup it, but once it left, it felt great. I mean, the car went straight and felt like I picked up a lot of speed.
2.69.
2.69, we'll take it. We still got some work to do, but we'll take it.
Well, Rick, as we used to say a number of years ago, here come the judge. This is driven by Gary Husted. He will face Brendan Kinsella.
Brendan Kinsella, that 37 Chevy, unique-looking body, and he's gone out of bounds immediately at Husted. 321, not going to move him to the top.
And you can do a lot of things, Rick. You cannot go out of bounds as we take a look at it on the replay once again.
Brendan Kinsella leaves, and immediately that right tire digs in and throws him across the center line.
And that will bring up Neil Shoemaker. He is in the high roller, and he will take on David Heyer in Higher Hopes.
Higher Hopes, the S10 at Shoemaker, the rear engine big wing machine. High Hopes out of there. Higher at 321, not going to move him to the top.
And we'll get a good look right now at Robert Reese Jr. driving odds and ends, and his opponent will be Mark Petronio in Junkie 2.
Petronio, the New York-based Dodge, and the Pennsylvania-based 32 Coupe. Both of them going to pull up and stage. They want to stage carefully and have the pre-stage lights on at the top of the Christmas tree before they come down. And that's almost a double clutch for Reese. Petronio, 379 and no hope for Reese at all. Odds and ends, well, didn't start right.
Well, you called that one right, Rick. When you double clutch, you've really lost it right from the get-go. Kevin Kinch and the Grinch Digger, and he will take on Jeffrey Moffitt.
A pair of altereds. Moffitt and Kevin Kinch. Moffitt out first, and looks like a nice straight pass, but 347, much slower than what we've seen.
And stay with us. We're just getting it warmed up. More Mud Drags when we come back. World of Trucks is being brought to you by Stainless Steel Brakes. Performance brakes built right by Stainless Steel Brakes. And by Lund. Get the look. And welcome back to the World of Trucks from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Now, let's check in with Doc Riley.
One of the hallmarks of the Jamboree, vendors, sponsors, new products on display, and of course Rancho never lets you down. For years they've been supporting the Jamborees with their RS 9000 shocks. And I'll tell you one thing, Rancho is always on top of the game. Shane, it looks like you guys have taken another step up here. What do you got?
Well, we have the new coilover. It's a 9-way adjustable with a remote reservoir.
9-way adjustable. Now that could be important. Some guys want to take it apart, put shims in it and everything else. You're telling me with the twist of a knob I can kind of change the application?
Absolutely. If you're off-road, you can dial it down to 1, make it nice and soft, or you can dial it all the way up to 9 without taking the shock apart.
Now people are going to start seeing this Pro Series shock combination right here. Tell me a little specifically about it. How much travel do you have? What's all the details?
Well, we have 2 different shocks that are out. One's a 36-inch shock. That's 36 inches overall, and we have about a 15 inches of travel. The second one's going to be a 32-inch shock, and it's going to have about 14 inches of travel.
Applications for this? Seems pretty wide open if you got a big lifted truck.
Absolutely. Actually, we're going after the buggy market, the rock crawling market, the Jeep market with this.
Well, and what about installation on one of these situations? Is it the same as easy as it was with the other Rancho shocks?
Absolutely. Most of it's going to be custom fab work and all that, but the application is just like any of the other shocks.
What if I need to change spring rates or anything else? Can I do that?
Absolutely. We have 5 different spring rates. Basically, we're going to have packages, and depending on what your application is and how much your vehicle weighs is what spring applications you use.
Well, that's one of the great things about Rancho is the fact that you guys really have got a very simple product to be able to use, but you guys can make the custom application for just about anybody. As you mentioned, weight, use, like that. It's always been kind of the hallmark of Rancho. It's pretty easy, and you've got something for everybody.
Absolutely. We sure do, and we are celebrating our 50-year anniversary this year.
Well, 50 years. You know that Rancho's doing everything right. Stay tuned at the very end of this program. We'll give you the website so you can get more information from the good folks at Go Rancho.
As we get ready to do more business from Class 4 Mud Drags, Jay Wilson out of Ontario, Canada. Up now, he will take on Tim Brown in Pure Aggravation.
Tim Brown's Pure Aggravation, that great big Dodge against 23T in the far lane. Jay Wilson, we look at it, the light car should be on the way. Jay Wilson holds it all the way through, a 329. Good run, now we can get it stopped.
Good run, also a very close drag race as we get a good look at the Big Fish driven by Gary DeLue, and his opponent will be Bill Lee and the TNT.
Gary DeLue, the Big Fish Ford, lots of horsepower, great setup. Here's somebody that can shoot for that lead, trying to chase the Magician. Both machines with the wings on the top. Whoa! So Gary DeLue, 284, second best time, but Bill Lee flames and fire at the starting line.
Guess you call that a manifold explosion, Rick.
It definitely is. We're going to get an up-close look at it on the replay. The lane closest to you leaves the line, and you could see the backfire as it exploded that air filter in the flames. Well, TNT exploded just like the name, but definitely not what he wanted. So Bill Lee, TNT, gone in this round.
You know, Rick, he may go back and change the name of his vehicle now. I would. Lisa Drury and Dance on Air is up next against Brian Sears and the Mud Hopper.
That Mud Hopper, longtime competitor, right setup to challenge the Magician. Lisa Drury, the only woman in the class, always finishing near the top. Not this time. Brian Sears at 2.80, moving him up to number 2.
And a good run. Mike Schiffley now and over the top. He will come up against Tom Davis in the split personality.
Split personality, that's the yellow Chevrolet, but that T in the near lane. Shackley over the top. Oh, almost 277. Only good enough for the number 2 spot and a long rollout.
Let's go down and check in with Doc Riley.
Well, Mike, looked like a pretty fair pass. Your thoughts going down the 200-foot strip?
Yeah, it felt really good. It was just a little slow off the line, but out the end it was really moving.
You're skating around it all. Look like some guys have really have to work the wheel a little bit.
Yeah, out at the end there I had a little, but it felt like a good pass. It's just, I'd say I got another shot at it. We'll give it another try.
It's 277, by the way.
Yeah, that was a decent time. I mean, I got to catch up to Keith there with that 2.6 in the 2.6s, but we're going to try.
And that'll bring up Jim Craig from Feeding Hills, Massachusetts, coming up against Larry Jocelyn.
Jim Craig, that full-bodied Ford, and another Fiat altered this time, and neither one of them looked like a good pass. Both of them fairly slow. Jocelyn, a 4-second run, not going to help him at all.
Stay with us. More coming your way on World of Trucks from Bloomsburg. Welcome back to the World of Trucks from Bloomsburg Fairgrounds. The whole family turned out today and having a great time at the mud drags. Well, let's get the competition going once again. Out on the course, we're going to see Scott Sanford and the Giant Killer come up against Chuck Brown and Mudaholic, who's made a lot of progress.
Chuck Brown come on strong last couple of events, has the right combination to take the lead. 276, good enough for the number 2 position.
And with that, Rick, we'll go from the Mudaholic to Otis. Jim Otis, that is. Let's check in with Doc.
Not going to be taking over the lead spot right there, but a pretty good effort. A good-looking ride here. You can see the nitrous oxide bottle right here. That's the signature of the Class 4, this nitrous oxide class. And some guys have been complaining the track's just been a little bit slippery. Your thoughts on that?
It's pretty good. I think it's all right.
What about the line coming off?
I'm in second. That's good.
Yeah.
It's everything is good. This is the first time with this nitrous system. Oh.
It's all the little things, isn't it?
Yes, all the little things.
Well, second place in this class pretty good, right behind Mitchell and those guys.
I think so, yes. Because they're all the time on this deal, and I've never run with them, so I feel pretty happy. We got more tune-ups to do on it, so we'll be quicker probably next round.
And Rick, as you know, anytime that it's a first time for something, there are always going to be bugs and kinks to work out.
Dale Verhey and Sloppy Joe and Jim Otis, the Juggernaut Chevy. That regular stock class truck runs in every single mud class. Verhey, 309, no help there, but that's interesting truck, running a 439.
And moving on, we'll have Charles Hahn III and Gone Postal. In your near lane, he'll come up against Blaine Hitchens and his Chevy S10.
The S10, Charles Hahn, Gone Postal, the old Postal Jeep, and Postal Jeep going to get there first at the 403. It's more than the second off the number.
It's time now for Product Highlight, featuring some of the most interesting and innovative products available for your truck.
On this Product Highlight, something that anybody with a late model car who's looking to put more horsepower into may be familiar with. We're talking with Rick Rollins. He's the Director of Sales and Marketing for Superchips, and Superchips is a company that helps people unlock the horsepower that's already in their cars.
Basically, yes. I mean, the days of tuning a car with a timing light in your hand on the distributor or adjusting the carburetor is gone. So what we do is make the engine, we tune it as efficient as it can be, which is, of course, going to release horsepower, torque, and in most cases increase fuel mileage.
Anybody that has a car that has an engine management module, which is just about every car from 1980 or whatever it is up, has a little chip in there that pretty much tells the engine what to do. And you have products that either replace that chip or teach the chip that's in there what to do to make more power.
Exactly. I mean, the technology changed through the years to where that's where the chip name came from, was they did have a chip and which had no memory. In other words, you couldn't erase that and put a new program in. You literally had to physically change the chip. That's basically gone now. 96 and up vehicles are all flashable, what we call flashable, so there's no mechanical change, so to speak. Our tuners or programmers plug up through the diagnostic port under the steering wheel. It reads the code or the tuning in that vehicle, lifts it out, holds it in the tuner. Then you can download all new tuning. And most of our tuners have 2 to 3 different programs: performance, tow, economy, or maybe a performance and 2 different tows on a truck or something like that. So we're pulling the mind out, the brain out, and putting a new way of thinking back into the truck.
Want more power? Want more torque? Hey, it's in the chips.
Coming up now, Rick, we may see some previous contestants were having buybacks. And you know, sometimes in drag racing, that's called fool's money. Is it?
Well, the promoter likes it because they pay a second entry fee. They want to improve their first round times. They want to better them in their second pass. Robert Reese and Chuck Brown. Robert Reese at 289 betters his time, and Chuck Brown 280. No help, only improved his reaction time.
And Rick, we get a look at Brian Sears and Mudhopper having some problems. He may be back right now. Gary DeLue will take a single and big fish.
Well, we'll see if he can gain anything. Looking at the numbers, didn't gain anything, but another trip down the 200-foot track.
And that'll bring to the plate Neil Shoemaker once again in high roller. He will take on Scott Sanford and Giant Killer 2.
Giant Killer from West Reading from Danielsville. High roller 4 quicker with that 306, but not enough to move into the top 5.
World of Trucks is being brought to you by Jet Rack, the world's best interior sliding rail ladder rack system. And by Real Wheels, chrome and stainless steel accessories for your car, truck, and SUV. Welcome back to the World of Trucks from Bloomsburg. You know, we have a lot of great-looking show trucks out there. Doc Riley found one.
Hey, Brian, tell us about the year, make, and model of this ride.
This is a 69 Chevy truck, K30. It's an original 4x4, 3/4 ton truck. It's got a 383 stroker in it, pro top line heads, scat, crank and rods, comp cam valve train. It's got a 4-speed in it, 3/4 ton rears out of a newer Chevy, 6-inch lift. I got the newer step-side bed on it, and 2.5-inch exhaust, Flowmaster mufflers.
Okay, why Flowmaster mufflers?
Oh, they sound the best.
Is that the only reason, sound?
That's the main reason. The motor makes a lot of horsepower, and you need something to put the power through.
Meanwhile, back out on the track, Joe Bernal and Sloppy Joe getting ready to do business, and he will come up against Kevin Kinch and the Grinch Digger.
The Canadian Kevin Kinch looking strong, but a 374 more to second off, no help there, while Sloppy Joe broke at the starting line.
And that'll bring up Lisa Drury out of Readers, Pennsylvania. She will face Keith Mitchell, the Magician from Fredonia, Pennsylvania.
And Keith Mitchell, the Magician, current leader with a 269. Is he going to improve? How about a 274? No improvement there. Lisa runs a 304 faster, but hey, maybe it's a top 10 run.
Well, let's go down and check in with Doc Riley, see how the run went.
Well, Lisa, it looks like that track is just a little bit loose.
Little bit. Hook's good, though.
Talk about your ride.
Nice. Hooked up, nice and straight. Couldn't ask for a better one, except maybe a little faster.
Well, there's always tomorrow.
Next time.
And that'll bring up Mike Zabella in Psychotic Seduction, and he will face Mike Shifley in Over the Top.
Sabella's Psychotic Reaction, the little early Chevrolet or Ford with the T-top. He runs 296. Improved his time, probably good for top 10. I don't know if it can move him to the top 5.
Well, we'll see. And coming to us from Bloomington, Indiana, Tom Davis in Split Personality. He will face Gary Husted.
Tom Davis, Split Personality, 325, not faster, but close to his first round trying. Gary Husted blew up on the line.
And Rick, last time Bill Lee blew up. We'll see if he's got things straightened out, and he will come up against David Heyer and Higher Hopes.
Both of them TNT, no explosion this time. 313, just offside the top 10.
And Rick, that was a pretty close drag race. Well, that'll bring up Brian Sears, who will be making a test run.
He missed his regular scheduled buyback session, so he's out here, but they'll let him make a run. Looks good, lights up the tires, a 277, but test run only.
You know, it never gets old whenever you can win any place on the four-wheel Jamboree National Circuit, but it's got to feel special to win here in Bloomsburg.
Yeah, Bloomsburg's always been a great place. There's always a ton of people. We have a good following of people here, and that's what all my family and friends come out here, and that's what makes it great to do well in front of your friends. That's most important, and plus there's always a great crowd here, and it's always beautiful. But yeah, it felt good. I don't know, at first pass I didn't know it would hold up, but the track got a little harder and a little hard packed, and wasn't much to get a hold of there the second half.
What's the key to you in Class 4? I mean, you're always near the front or near the top of the leaderboard. Is there any secret setup or just experience, or do you just have the tricked out magician ride?
Well, I mean, we've had our hard knocks. I mean, we put our years in, and we're very consistent. We just stay after the car all the time. I got good people behind me that's always working on the car, and we got great sponsors to help keep things moving. And we switched to Wilson with the ProFlow nitro system last year, and it's just getting better and better. And like I say, I really thank all of our sponsors, and it's been good. We've had a good year. Been a little up and down. We had an accident. We've won a couple, and so it's been great.
But on this day, it's got to feel good to win with Bloomsburg.
Yeah, we're ready. Bloomsburg's nice.
Rick, a little review. Let's go back one more time and take a look at the winning run.
The magician, Keith Mitchell, the orange machine in the far lane. What's he going to do? He's there, a little bit slow off the line, but then it just hooks up and dances to a 2.697, 0892 reaction time for the winner.
And congratulations go out from the booth to all of our competitors. Here are the top 5. Keith Mitchell and the Magician well ahead. If you would like more information on products featured today, log on to these websites. Be sure to join us for more World of Trucks next week from Lima, Ohio, the Show and Shine, and a Burnout Contest. And that will put a wrap on today's program. For Bill Stevens, Rick Carlson, and Doc Riley, Claude Wood, keep on trucking.